Over, the time of Facebook and all of that, he had been watching and seeing what I was doing. And he had a show, and Aisha on KCOH radio. And so he was like, well, hey, you should come on and be a guest, tell the people about, the great community services that you do for nonprofits and, how you help business owners, on a dime, dime budget. Mm-hmm. And, because I consider myself the everyday man's, business consultant. I'm not the person that comes with the flash and the bank and all of that, but I am someone who's going to take you where you need to go, and I'm going to guide you every step of the way. So on that show, everybody really enjoyed the interview. They enjoyed the segment. I was able to talk about Joe's consulting firm. I was able to talk about Life Reading Genealogy, which is a genealogy company that I have that started, back in 2008. And just I need researching my own and helping other people. Right. So he offered me a show on High Volume Music Radio. And it's been on and popping ever since. And it's great to give back because, in order to have interviews, on radio stations and magazine treatments and stuff like that, a lot of business owners don't realize that costs money to do. It's a part of your marketing budget. Right. So I decided, why would I allow someone in my community who's a small business owner or a nonprofit and they're trying to get their name out there to make money? Why would I charge them a fee? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not going to say later on down the line that won't change, but I can say for me, if they want to, advertise to the radio station, hey, they can call Ann Boogie. For my show, it's all about the love. It's a love fest. Right. It's a love fest for me. So that's how I give back, and that's what I do. So earlier before, the interruption, you asked me to tell people about me. Yeah. All right. So. And we good on the sound now. We appreciate everybody. Yeah, they can hear. It was one little click of a button. That's all right. I'm still cute. I'm still cute. Already. I'm still cute. I got my hat on. I'm still cute today. Okay, so what about Candace Joseph? Who is Candace Joseph? Is she really? Okay, we heard about the business. We heard about the radio show. We heard about the, all the things that you do for the community. Okay, cool. So, what can I say? I am native Houstonian. Mm-hmm. I grew up right here in Third Ward, Texas, as we call it, right here. Third Ward is a subdivision, like a little subdivision in Houston. I'm a graduate of Jack Yates High School. I am, very proud alumni of Jack Yates High School. I am also a very proud alumni of Prairie View A&M University. I got my accounting degree there. And a lot of people say, okay, well, how'd you get into this? Over the years, I've worked numerous places, and I've picked up skills along the way that were stackable. So explain what that stackable means to people. So you might be speaking over somebody's head right now, but explain what that stackable idea is all about. All right. So you go to school, or you get a trade, or you learn through experience, right? Mm-hmm. When you have a list of things that you want to accomplish and where you want to be in life, or you have a goal, you sit there and think about how can you get to the goal. So I decided, because I knew at 19 that this is what I wanted to do. I knew that. I wrote a list of about 25 items. I think I have 4 left on the list that I wrote when I was 19. So every job, every course, every free seminar, every book I read was to build upon my skill set. So I stacked them. You were intentional. Yep, I stacked them. So from age 19, well, actually it started earlier than that. In middle school and high school, I took bookkeeping classes, software classes, computer classes, because I knew that's where I wanted to go. My parents are both government workers, and they really installed in us, as kids, because I'm the oldest out of 4, and they installed in us to hey, be great, be you, mm-hmm. but be the best coming through the door. Right. So I was like, okay, competitive edge. So it transferred to college. Okay, I know I want to work in accounting. I didn't know when I want to start a business, but I knew eventually it was going to happen. I started out, in college, taking accounting classes, public speaking classes, joined Toastmasters, and I am very, very shy. I am. I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
I'm very shy, and I joined Toastmasters to learn how to public speak. If I'm among family and friends, I'm good. But like at a party, I'm like the wild. I'm the wildflower.
That's something I would have never known.
Yeah. Yeah, I am an introvert, like seriously. And parties and group situations, it can make me a little nervous, make my anxiety go up a little bit. So I know a lot of times people see me out in social circles and I have on my wonderful black hat because it's a part of my confidence accessories. And I usually have on like a loud color jacket, pink or whatever, purple or whatever. But I'm always the person standing to the back. But I'm an observer, but I am an introvert. So it's like, even in college, I even studied golf as a class.
Oh, wow.
Well, I say, why would I study golf, right?
Yeah. And speaking of business, they say a lot of business deals are made on the golf course.
Exactly.
I know that's where you're going.
18 years old, swinging a golf club. Yeah. Like, okay, I'll never be Tiger Woods, but at least I know how to play. If someone says, oh, you play golf? I sure do. Let's go.
Yeah.
Even at the age of 25, I moved to live on a golf course. To be close to the business. So everything I did has been stackable. I'm a person, if it pops up in my mind, I'm going to figure out a way to do it. I'm going to maneuver my way through, and I'm going to learn. So I tell people all the time, get the education you need. Starting a business is cool. Everybody wants to start a business. That's cool. I'm not, it's no judgment, but do your education on what you actually want to do. So I just kind of grew over time, and that was it. It just started out as, hey, Candace, you know how to do taxes? Sure. Hey, Candace, you know how to, get a couple of things removed off my credit? Sure. You know how to build websites? Give me a couple of days.
Yeah. So you just made it grow, just being intentional and following what people are asking about you. And that's a good way to do it. Nothing better than taking what people are asking you and turning it into a business or expanding a business. That's a great idea. It's simple, but that's definitely something that's good.
And it's crazy because a lot of places I go, people like, okay, man, like it's crazy because I'm a person, hey, I'm a cute little short, fat, 41-year-old woman walking through the door, with some long red hair and a cool looking cane. I'm that quiet riot.
Right.
I'm the person that's sitting in the back because, like I said, I'm an introvert. I'm observant, and I like to watch the room because a lot of times you can spot the power players just by watching the room and not saying a word.
Right.
And a lot of times people, they're how do I want to say it? They are misrepresenting themselves with the flash and the bling and the loud talk and the, perfectly coiffed hair and, Yeah, so it's a lot of representatives of business owners is what I call them. They're representatives, they're imposters.
I watched a show last night, y'all was talking about that a little bit. Yeah, the representative, that's always a bad look.
Hey, that starts all the way from childhood to friendship to relationship. It starts out the gate. I'm a person, if you want me to help you grow in any sector, I need to know who you are as a person.
Right.
I'm not going to judge you because I'm probably a person that I've done everything under the sun. Like I said, I wrote a list. Everything I wanted to do, I did it. In my 20s, I traveled.
Yeah.
So I'm a person that, hey, I want to take you for who you are and what level you are. Don't tell me you know how to do C++ and know how to code, code for apps. And then I put you in front of a device. You telling me like, but I didn't know that was what you were asking me. That was a question I asked you. So I like for people to just be straight with me because I'm going to be honest and truthful. I'm going to tell you if your business sucks or if it's great. And I'm going to say it just like that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
No, your idea sucks. But this is how we can make it better.
Right.
You
You always offer the solution.
Yeah, because every problem has a solution. Every business that are even going through hard times right now, you can do a business remix. You can do it. Like a lot of times people feel like, okay, they're restricting our movement. They're restricting where we can go, how many people can be in a spot. Yes, but you can still conduct business.
Right.
you just have to figure a workaround. That's what I call it. Okay,
you always talking about that workaround.
You got to do a workaround. If you have brick and mortar, now you got to go.
Yeah.
Then you need to hire a couple of people that have some good driving records and create your own version of DoorDash for your company.
You just gave somebody an idea.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, think about it. Technology is endless. We have the World Wide Web.
Right.
It's nothing that you cannot accomplish in your business with the internet. And I'm old school. I do a little bit of online marketing. I do a little bit of offline marketing. For those that don't know, offline marketing is like your old school newspapers, old school flyers that you post up on walls. Networking. Mm-hmm. A lot of people think that networking is a new thing. No, networking is old school offline marketing.
Right.
Hey, call it. You know how many calls I get just based off referrals? Clicks through my website, cool. Clicks through Facebook, cool. Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I do have LinkedIn. All of that's cool. But you know how fast my company has grown based off of word of mouth?
Yeah. That's important.
Insane.
I've been in sales pretty much my whole life, and just speaking on that, that's the thing that helps you grow the most, is when people can speak well about you, because for every person that you satisfy, they're going to tell at least 10 other people, and then it's even double, for when you don't satisfy them. But so you gotta live on your reputation. You gotta take that to heart, and really value the services and the things that you're giving them. But this is what I want to get into. Already gave him a lot of knowledge, but I want to get to these talking points that she wanted to cover. But just for our listeners, we apologize for the sound earlier. We just had to click a button. We got it going now, so we're good on that. Yeah. But tell the people about your businesses again. I know it's the Joseph Consulting Firm and Knowledge Broker Hour.
So businesses that I own, Joseph Consulting Firm, LLC. Which you can hit us up at josephconsultingfirm.com. Check out our team. We are...
It's on the screen for our viewers.
Yeah, we do customize. Anything we do is customized. It doesn't matter. You don't have to look at our website, look at our services and say, oh, okay, I don't need all of this. Whatever you need, we got you. If you need a financial piece, if you need one-on-one coaching, we got you. It's customized to you. If you're an audio learner, I'm going to send you a couple of audio books. And then we're going to discuss it, because any homework assignment I give you, I got the same homework assignment.
Right.
So, we just take a company from launch, idea to launch to growth. That's our motto. Our tagline is your idea, our plan, your success. So on our website is plain and simple to the point, because we busy serving clients. We don't have time to make websites pretty and flash and names spin around. We don't have time for that, because we're doing that for our clients.
Yeah.
And, but we're very direct, and you become a part of our family, because we don't do business with everybody.
Right.
And I'll say that. I'm not one of those people that cattle call for business. I don't do that. I will post every now and then saying, hey, we're taking on new clients, or hey, we're helping out nonprofits this month. But other than that, it's word of mouth. It spreads.
Yeah.
So I have life written genealogy as well, and that is, genealogy service. We help people find the people that's on your family tree that you can't find. We fill in the blanks for you. We're the detectives that will go in and we'll find, little JoJo, little brother, long lost, we ain't seen him since the 40s. I'm gonna find out where he at.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. We help people fill in those gaps for their family so they can have a full tree and know where their greatness started and where it's going.
Right.
And then I have a new company, but it's not really a new company. I just kind of had it on the shelf. Creative Culture Entertainment Group. That's something that's coming out September 1st. No details, because you gotta wait. But then I'm a radio show host, Business Knowledge Broker Hour. If any entrepreneurs, nonprofits, community advocates, or activists are listening, and you want to get on the mic, just hit me up.
Yeah.
You can text me at 713-425-0510. Hit me up through Facebook. Hit me up through the website. You can go on Facebook and actually book your time slot. There's no fee involved. It's free. And, you know, hot volume music radio, it takes it back to the old school.
Yeah.
It takes it back to where you didn't hear the same 10 songs. You're going to hear every generation. You ain't going to hear all these commercials, you know, oh, I got into a wreck, call this lawyer, you know, oh, well, did you eat lollipops as a kid? And, you know, there was a lawsuit for that. No, you're not going to hear any of that.
Yeah.
You're going to have great personalities that bring great conversation. But for at least 20 hours a day, you hear straight music, every genre, every decade. It's endless, it's grassroots, it's growing, and it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So again, for the listeners, we have Miss Candace Joseph in the studio with me this morning, the business guru. I'm trying to pay attention to the comments, so if y'all have any questions that you'd like for me to ask, go ahead and comment in the comments, and I'll get that question out to her. We're going to segue into the things we want to talk about, you know, and hopefully give some people some good information that can really help them out. But I know one of the things is you want to discuss the importance of small business revitalization. So where does that sit with you? And look, you started to smile already. You're ready to go into it. So let's talk this small business revitalization.
Anybody know me when I rub the hands together?
It's about to get crunk.
Yeah. Okay, so right now, especially during these times with COVID-19, when I tell you, I have seen people that come out with business skills that I never knew.
Absolutely.
You know, somebody that once posted that, you know, man, another night with a ham and cheese sandwich. Next thing I know, they got gourmet stuff with grilled lobster tails and lamb chops. And I'm looking like, well, wait a minute.
I got that story coming to my show in 2 weeks. Shout out to my cousin, man. She loved to cook, and next thing you know, I was like, man, you need to go and get a restaurant. She's like, in a little bit. And a week later, this girl is pushing it. Still
right?
pushing, yes.
So
Desiree, what's up, baby?
Man, it's like, I love the fact that people have gone back, in a sense, to what they used to do back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
People doing their own hair, their own nails. People are sewing their own clothes. I've seen people create things out of businesses that I didn't even know was there.
Right.
And I love the fact that people are noticing that. I mean, it's sad. It's a sad reality. People are being furloughed. People are being, you know, cut. The jobs are cut. Businesses are closed. You know, big corporations are even folding. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people that, you know, used to look down. Well, to me, it ain't unfortunate. It's kind of like, you know, you never look down on anybody because you can be in that situation.
Absolutely.
So now you have more people filing for unemployment, more people that are looking for rental assistance, utility assistance, all the way down to food assistance, you know? So I look at it like, how is it that we were so used to getting that check every couple of weeks, every month, and it shook people up.
Yeah.
You know, because it showed you that any company can fold.
Absolutely.
Anybody can make cuts. You can go from making $60,000 all the way down to $20,000 on unemployment real quick.
Real quick.
And it humbled a lot of people. But I love the fact that out of that came some brilliant small business people that in the past, truthfully, didn't have time for their kids, didn't have time for their spouses or, you know, significant other. They didn't have time for themselves to even tap into that creative spirit.
Right.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It came out of desperation. Let's call it for what it is. Yeah. They say we're in a recession. It's a depression. Don't ever get that twisted.
Mm-hmm.
They just want you to keep shopping at Walmart.
Right. Right.
It's a depression.
Yeah.
That's what we're going through.
Yeah.
And I look at it like, I hope it don't stop. Businesses are growing. People are supporting each other. You see listings that are coming out like, you know, the old green book that, you know, African Americans used to travel with to know which places were safe for them to go. They're revitalizing that. But for businesses, you know, that are friendly, that are user friendly. And I love the fact that now people are starting to understand what I talked about 5 years ago in regards to becoming a coinless society.
I'm going to throw this out there too, because it just goes hand in hand. It goes right back to what you said earlier. It's that word of mouth. You know, that's why they're rebuilding, revitalizing, because everybody is pushing everybody. And I just hope it gets to an even larger level, you know.
I mean, this is my call to action, right? For anybody that's starting a business, you've gone out and supported it. You've gone out and kept your log of what small businesses you're helping out and this and that. Don't make it a one-time purchase. Help these people sustain in any way. I don't care if you go in and buy a $5 smoothie. Go buy it.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of, these are companies that may have evolved out of desperation, out of this COVID, or even grew because of COVID. You know, all businesses, the point is to solve a pain problem.
Yeah.
What's something in my community that's needed right now?
Right.
You know, I mean, you have the resurgence of, you know, people doing all kind of stuff. It's amazing. I love it. And I hope it keeps growing because, you know, when people support a small business, I know it's very cliche to say because people see it on t-shirts, they see it on the walls, they see it on magnets, they see it on bumper stickers, they see it all over Facebook, but it's real. It's like when you support a small business, you're supporting somebody's dream, hard work, sacrifice, budget because they had to make for their family. They may have to downsize their car, their house to make that dream come true.
Yeah.
So why not keep pushing our brothers and sisters forward in that journey?
Yeah.
You know, I don't care. Even if you give me bad service or bad product, I'm still gonna, you know, I'm gonna support you, but I'm gonna let you know, like, hey,
Absolutely.
These are some things you could tweak.
That communication level, you know what I'm saying? Don't not communicate it and then go badmouth them. That's not, like, that's bad on us. You know, we have to be willing to give that information and allow them to make corrections because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. You know, and it's the same for business. You know, you have to be able to communicate it. And then, if they're not fixing it, then, you know, don't be a fool. Don't keep going back. But I think that communication is important.
I mean, my thing is this. I am a person that I don't work with everybody. And I don't, how do I say it? I'm selective in who's a client. And the reason why I'm selective because when you're in the consulting space and you're offering a service, that's time. Somebody's buying your time, like they're renting space.
Yeah.
You know, like I tell people when I go to a restaurant, they're like, well, why are you taking 25%? Because I'm renting space.
Yeah.
You know, so you're renting a space that someone else that actually needs the help can do it. So I'm a person, if you can't take the criticism, if you can't follow, because hey man, I give everybody a blueprint. You got a blueprint. But I ain't gonna give y'all a blueprint at one time,
right? Because
you got to see the greatness as it grows.
Yeah.
So if
you're real strategic about that, and I know that, like it's the steps. You want people to follow the steps, and that's big of you to say that you want them to actually realize what's going on, and feel it, and seeing it, and get that whole experience. So that's an experience.
I mean, a lot of people say they come here, okay, well, I need someone to do this, and that's it, and I just want to create whatever I'm doing. Yeah, but at the same time, after I created it, what you gonna do with it? I can automate your system up and down. I can show you how to put those wonderful plugins for calendars and payments and all that on your website and Facebook. I can do all of that.
Yeah.
But then what are you gonna do with it after I step away? Because you want me mad, you gotta pay me a fee.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'd rather give you the tools that you need. I'm not saying we're gonna have a 12-hour, session and I'm gonna give you a business masterclass.
Yeah.
I ain't say that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give you the knowledge as to why you have to do it. I'm not saying that you have to know everything about business. You got to go to business school, get all these degrees to run a business. I'm not saying that. Because as we all know, the top business owners didn't even graduate 8th grade.
Right.
Let's just be real.
Yeah.
So I want you to have a rudiment, education in regards to your business and why those things will work and not work for you. That's really it. So that way, when the Joseph Consulting Firm step back and watch you grow, you'll understand why we did those things for you.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
And if you don't serve the community, you can't be a client of mine.
That's what I was getting into next. But it was on the flip side. You also, how giving back to the community in reverse, how that's important for entrepreneurs as well. Us as being consumers, of course, we want to revitalize and we want to support the Black business. But why is it important and the most important thing for entrepreneurs to give back to the community? What does that say? What does that do for them?
I got to chill when you said that, right? The reason why you give to your community, because these are the people that's paying you.
Exactly. It's real simple.
It's real simple. If they don't buy, you don't eat.
Right.
So why not give back to the community that's making sure that your lights and your rent and your car note is paid? Why not?
Yeah.
So if that means you got to give out some free service or free products, or maybe you need to do a beauty day spa, Zoom, of course, and teach people how to do some facials online or something to give back. Why not?
Yeah.
These are the people that feed you. They clothe you. You know, they make sure that you got that unit, that outfit on every day. You know, give thanks to that.
Mm-hmm.
Give thanks to that. Give back. And one thing I want to tell business owners too that are probably listening: stop charging everybody for everything.
Right.
It's not necessary. Charge for the things that you know are going to take you an ample amount of time to complete for a client. Yes. But if it's something that's going to take you 10 to 15 minutes, and then you're not going to lose no sleep, and it's not going to cost you any money to do it, just do it.
Yeah. And that's another way of giving back as well.
Just do it, because what you don't realize is, for one, just if I take away the personal humanistic side of it, of giving back, and I look at it from a business standpoint, these people will spread the word about you and your company. That's free marketing.
I was going to say, but I'm in business. I'm here to make money. I don't do this stuff for free. You know, this is why I started my business. You know, you kind of answered that question already, but
so
give us a little bit more. It's all about the money, right? You know, those other people make all the money. You know, however you want to word it.
The whole point of you going into business was to solve a problem. I never said you were going to be rich. You started a business to solve a pain point, a problem in your community, something that you see someone else doing, but you're like, man, I can do that 10 times better for cheaper, and people can pay me instead of paying you, and I do better work. Okay? You're in business to solve a problem. And my thing is this: if you are a person who gives back to your community, and you're a person who strives within the community and people know you can grow. To me, if you serve the community, your money, blessings will come. It's simple. It's simple. You know, I'm 200 pounds. I ain't lost a meal yet.
Yeah.
I don't act out of desperation. I don't corner cut. I don't give someone lackluster work. Now, I'm not a person that's going to repeat myself 50 times to be in business with you.
Yeah.
You get 3 strikes and you're out. Because at that point, I don't care about your money. I don't want it. And if you're someone that's unethical, I damn sure don't want your money.
Yeah. Yeah.
That messes up my karma.
Right.
You know, I'm a Buddhist.
Right.
So that messes up my karma all the way around. So I do what I do, but I eat every day. And the blessings come. And the best blessing of all is a simple thank you to anybody I help. I mean, yeah, you in business to make money. But if you're not willing to make an impact within your community with your business, you can stop now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because your business
won't
will be
last.
dead.
Yeah, it won't last. You got to do it from the heart, which leads me to another thing for those people who are just getting started or striving and thriving in this time of COVID and trying to make, a way for themselves. Another thing you want to talk about was the gifts and how them understanding what they possess within inside is what's going to be the ultimate greatness for whatever they're trying to push forward.
So think about it like this, right? If we look at it from, biological standpoint, we was cooking in that oven for 9 months before we were birthed. The moment you took your first breath, you were already on your countdown to death.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you going to do with your life that's going to create something meaningful for the world? Everybody got gifts.
A legacy.
You could call it legacy. You could call it, whatever you want to call it, because me, I always mess with people say, oh, I want a conglomerate. Yeah, but I want a conglomerate of people that's doing in the community that are business owners. That's what I want, right? So everybody has a gift. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you know how to braid underhanded instead of overhanded. That's a gift.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do nothing. You see, I wear a fro and I wear hats, okay? I don't know how to comb anybody's hair,
Nothing hair-wise, that's what you said.
No, not for me.
Gotcha.
But that's my point. Some people are drawers, some people are sewers, some people are great organizers. They can organize a closet, a desk, a kitchen in hours, and it's fun for them. So for me, I always tell people, if you are someone and you're thinking of a business idea, tap into your joy bucket. What makes you smile?
Mm-hmm.
What makes you wake up and all 32 of them gleaming white teeth? Just I did that. Yeah, I did that. Yeah. I put that seasoning on that steak just right. Yeah. We're all born with some type of ability and gift. We have to tap in. Just like with my siblings, right? I'm the oldest of 4, okay? And my sister, Denisa Sadler, she is a swim instructor. You know, she started out while we were at Yates, and she did the life coaching thing. She was on the swim team. She did all of that. Then it evolved for her into being a private swim coach and swim instructor, you know. Yeah. So, and I'm a sister and I don't know how to swim. You know, I can float though, you know, I ain't gonna sink to the bottom, you know, I'm you know, hey, I can do that, right? And then my sister Courtney Joseph, you know, brilliant in tech, brilliant in cybersecurity, brilliant. But my sister is also a cosplayer. She's the person that go to those Comic-Cons and to travel to every city that a Comic-Con is in. She'll go on a cruise that's nothing but Comic-Con.
Now you gotta help me out with the Comic-Con. What is
okay,
that?
So have you ever seen like where they talk about on the news where they had these conventions where people would dress up in Star Wars and they'll dress up in the different characters from like Captain America.
Yeah, I've heard
all of that, right?
I've heard that.
And they had these conventions, right?
Okay.
It sounds very geeky, but I watched my sister construct Winter Soldier from Captain America. Yeah. You know, Winter Soldier. She constructed a whole outfit. And I'll show you when we get off there. I'll show you her pictures. She constructed that from bottom to top. And I said that, oh, I can't get this wig right. And I'm like, what are you talking? I'm sewing a wig. And I'm like, okay, calm down, Shawshank. Okay, whatever. But for her, she turned it into something great. Even now during COVID, she's been giving out masks and sewing masks for people that need it, especially the elderly. And she lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and she's been mailing stuff back home to people in our family. And my youngest brother, my only brother, Gregory Joseph, and he is a phenomenon when it comes to music. He writes on classical music. Brilliant in music, brilliant in graphics, brilliant in video editing, photography, all of that. Brilliant. Yeah. He has his own sports podcast, you know, and he talks about every sport, all the sports, everything that's going on in the sport. Right. So in our family, we were always taught to, you get that job, you get that education, you know, all of us a college degree, you get that education, do what you got to do, right? You make, if you're someone that works a 9 to 5, my parents always taught us, you got a 9 to 5 and you got to hustle. Yeah. Yeah. You got 2 hustles. New streams of income. They taught y'all that early. Early kid. I was one of them kids where my dad used to buy me a box of mechanical pencils. And I just, here you go. That's $1. That's $1. That's $1. You know, from elementary. Yeah. That was me. People selling chips and their candy out their lunch and their apples and juice boxes. I'm selling pencils. What's up? That was me. You know, and it grew from there. So our family, we were always taught, you take care of your bills, you make sure your basics are paid, but you use your extra money to invest in you. And my family is full of creatives. I have cousins out in Los Angeles. One of them is a famous singer, Grammy award-winning singer, Lamar Lubin. He's in that song. He's in the group DRS. He wrote the song for my homie's son on it. Yeah. All my cousins in the video falling on the casket. You know what I mean? I got a cousin that worked for the Grammys. I got a cousin, Justin Jarrett, that's been in CNN. He was one of the people that was in the Tupac musical. Yeah. When you say that name, Justin Jarrett, that rings a bell. Justin and Jarrett Joseph, they went to HSPBA. Justin works for the Grammys. Jarrett is, you know, he's a Broadway person. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. So when I tell you the Joseph name got talent, we got talent all the way up and down. Right. You know, one of my cousins, Howard Joseph, used to play in all the different blues bands and, you know, all of that, B.B. King and, you know. Yeah. I got people in my family that were singers. ZZ Hill is one of my relatives. Okay. You know what I mean? So you was destined to do something business-wise. It's just meant to be. You gotta tap into your star player. Yeah. You gotta know who you are. Throw that representative in the trash. Yeah. This is me. I am flawed. I am cute. I'm this. I'm that. I'm smart. I know something. you can get your gifts from anywhere, but you got to know how to hone them in.
Yeah.
And you got to know.
Yeah. You know, I call it the buy-in. You know, you got to buy into whatever it is that you're doing, and you got to believe you're going to get the no's, you're going to get the, you know, you can't do it, but as long as you believe, that's where you create the greatness. You know what I'm saying? So,
and the thing about it is, everybody got the same 24 hours.
Absolutely.
We all running that same clock. When you take your first breath at birth, you are automatically fatal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how I see it every day, I'm running against the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody came back from the other side telling me that what that's like. You know, I'm a Buddhist and everything, but you know, I ain't had nobody come to me.
Yeah.
I knew you were in a form of life.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got one. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're someone that, you know, serve the homeless meals. I don't care if you are someone who wants to do hair and do clothes and, you know, have basketball camps. I don't care. But do it and do it with pride. And y'all need to stop price gouging in these streets, man.
that's hitting home to you.
I mean, people have to feed their family, but they want to show their greatness too.
Right.
Give them a vehicle, give them a mode of way that they can do it. I'm so sick of these people.
They're calling it the COVID tax right now.
COVID tax my ass. You better learn how to tap in some of your other player skills and pull some out the hat.
Yeah.
So I hate to see people that come at me and tell me that how these consultants are charging them $5,000 and $10,000 and you give them any work.
Right.
Nothing to show for it. No increase in sales. No traffic to their websites. Nobody's buying in. Nobody's donating to their nonprofit. So stop price gouging.
They're not getting the results.
No. Yeah. And I'm a person, if I don't know something or my team don't know something or we too busy, we backed up because we are backed up.
Yeah.
If we're backed up right, you know, I'm a person, I'm going to reach out to another entrepreneur that I know and say, hey, let me set up a conference call for you and I want you to take this job over. This is what they want, but I know you could get it done. Yeah. See, that's how I reach across the aisle.
Now, here's the thing I want you to do for us is we got to talk about the team. That's the thing. We got another listener saying she's finally able to get it. Because I didn't know that at first, you know. So let's talk about the Joseph Consulting Firm team and how y'all work, and you know, as we talk about the family, we got to talk about the team. You know, shout out each member, you know, and just talk about how y'all work, you know, just to whatever extent you want to do it.
Let me say this: my team is awesome. I'll just say it straight up. I just be straight up in the gap about, you know, transparency. Mm-hmm. Most of the things that I do, Candace Joseph, take on for a client. It is for a very minimal cost, or in some respects, some things are free. That's with me. Mm-hmm. But each person on my team has their own specialty. You know, I tell people all the time, my team is experts. We expert level. Everybody on my team is a CEO. There ain't no director of this and no director of that and I'm going to be VP of the Joseph Consulting Firm. And wrong. I only deal with CEO mindsets because I don't like yes people. Mm-hmm. I want people that are strong in their field. You don't have to tap into my coaching.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tap into your audio visual production.
Right.
Everybody's an expert. So on my team is Brandy Cambrick. She's my chief operating officer.
What's up, Brandy?
What's up, Brandy? Brandy the enforcer.
Yeah.
Okay, Brandy is human resource expert all the way down, up and down. She would come in today and tell you all about, no. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody's CEO. Everybody got a title. I have, you know, just on a, it's kind of crazy because we switch everybody's titles up because I'm very creative that way. And then I have a chief learning and strategic officer, Danielle Ford. She was someone that I didn't know I needed until she was in my face. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And her expertise is goal setting for the firm and for the clients.
Cool.
And she was someone that I interviewed on the radio show.
Okay.
That I said, hey man, you want to jump on the team?
Yeah.
You know, like, come jump on this team, girl. Look, help the business guru keep it all together.
Right.
And she's done amazing work for her clients in just a month that she's been on the team. Is amazing.
That's good.
She goal sets with us as a team and then with everybody else. You know, then I have Pops Bird, who is my chief innovative officer. He's over like all of the music production. You know, because we manage clients as well, musical clients as well, and or any arts. He's our music consult. He's the person that he's the person that did the music for my commercial, for the radio show.
Cool.
And the things that him and Gregory Joseph, who's the chief technical officer, when they come together and Greg does the video and Pop does the music and they bring all the audio together, it's amazing. And the graphics, it's amazing.
Yeah. What
they do in a short period of time. You know, then I have Sharita Laney Guillory. You know, she's like my marketing person. And, you know, but she also a person that will sit in on a meeting with me and she'll sit there and just like, do you mind if I interject? I'm like, can you just tell Candace Joseph the truth? Can you just tell the truth? Because I see it on your face. So, you know, you dealing with her, you better, you know, dot the I's, cross the T's, because she's going to see that transparency. She's going to see through you. She's going to look at you and see the real you.
Right.
You know, so she's a person that I go to, you know, to side with me and go to meetings and stuff like that, because she'll see a different view.
Yeah.
Because I believe in a 360 turn.
Yeah.
You know, that's how we operate.
From all angles, yeah. That's good.
Yeah, because I got to know how to help you.
Yeah.
And then I have Osha Lawson. She is like, you know, she's like the branding person. She's the person that's going out there helping, you know, companies that want to have brand ambassadors build that for their brands. You know, she's a person that, you know, she gonna style check me. And I'm sure after I get out this interview, she's gonna give me a call and be like, okay, what's with all the black? We couldn't break up the black, Candace. What's up? And, you know, I have Deja Sadler. She's, you know, the social media person. She's going to tell me what's trending. She's going to tell me what colors are hot. No, Candace, don't do this. No, Candace,
color palette. Okay.
Yeah. When I said all my team, they're into branding and colors and all this. And I was just like, okay, that's y'all lane. Let me stay over here in mine, you know? And
that's an important thing for the consistency. So
and then I just hired a virtual assistant.
Okay.
Miss Ari Nicole Ford, 16 years old. When I say badass making logos, badass making websites, badass selling clothes.
Yeah.
How can I not? I don't care if she's 16.
Yeah.
She
got a vision. Yeah.
She got a vision. She got a plan. She have her own thing. And she said, hey, how can I help you? You're helping me. How can I help you? And I said, hey, you know, I need somebody to answer phone calls and emails back. And so we're completing her onboarding this week, and it's going to be amazing.
That's what's up.
And I'm bringing on a community outreach person, and then I'm hiring. I have 2 slots left on the team, and then I'm done.
Okay.
And I love my team. If you want my team,
building.
Yeah, because see, a lot of people just used to seeing me.
Yeah.
They don't know I have a team.
And that's the whole thing. Like I say, I didn't even know that, you know, I'm thinking I'm just dealing with Miss Joseph. And he's like, no, I got it covered. I got a team. And I have this unique thing that y'all do. I don't know if you want to speak on it, but
I can speak on it. I can speak on it, and because, you know, we are really a collective, and we operate as a group collective. All of these people that, you know, even with, you know, Pops Bird has Savvy Savages University. He has his own podcast, Put a Pin in It. That's on Anchor FM. All of these people are entrepreneurs themselves.
Yeah.
They have their own companies. Danielle Ford has Deep Planning and Development, LLC. Ari Nicole Ford has Ari's Closet. You know, Deja Sadler is a published author from age of 16. Everybody has their own lane.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own company. So I decided I want the best of the best, but I want people that I know that's not going to just say yes to get along with me. So I went out there, and the reason why everybody has a CEO title, because they're all CEOs of their own company anyway. So why not house that? Why not house it? You can work your brand and do jobs for Joseph Consulting Firm at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to pump your brand. You're going to pump Joseph Consulting Firm. But think about the amazing networks that these people already have in their own lanes. And then join forces with me.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's why I be telling them, like, okay, well, hey, man, everybody used to see my face, man. I need to put y'all out in the spotlight.
Yeah.
And which they will get their spotlights. I am the cover. I have the cover story for, I'll be on magazine cover for Purpose Magazine.
Okay.
I'm their first issue, first cover.
That's what's up.
And each member, you know, they were like, oh, okay, we'll contact you in regards to, you know, the page layout and the interviews, and we're going to interview you. Yeah, but I got a team. So my team, each person on my team will be highlighted.
That's what's up.
In their own
Do you know when that'll be released yet?
September 1st.
Oh, September 1st. Okay.
And it will be hard copy and digital. I'll make sure you guys at the podcast show get the information. But I'm very honored, and I was chosen based on my work in the community.
That's what's up.
You know, I've helped people that are authors on Amazon get their sales up where there are, you know, Amazon bestsellers in 3-5 days. I've done that.
Right.
I've helped political candidates run for Senate and Congress. I've done that. And I'm the person that's in the back that you're not going to see. Right. You're not even going to know that's working behind the scenes.
That's quiet moves. That's
always, because I'm strategic shit. It's chess, it ain't checkers.
Yeah. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's chess. It's not checkers. And when you really think back, I'll just say it like this. Back in 2016, I was in a car wreck, and I was in a wheelchair for 9 months. And I found it was crazy because we were like, I was moving in with my parents and all of that. Just so I could like save money so I can take classes and trainings and, you know, so it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to pay $1,000 on a master class, you know, let me move with my parents, but it was something I needed. And it helped us because, you know, when you move away at 18, you come back and you in your 30s, it's like, what? Let me make up my bed. What? You know, but it helped me connect with my younger sisters and brothers because it's so many years divided between us. You know, your oldest kid is 41, your youngest kid is 28.
Right.
It's some gaps there.
Right.
And, you know, while they're in elementary, I'm in college. So some things, they didn't really know me and I didn't really, you know, so we bonded. Yeah, even closer.
And that's good.
And after I got into my car wreck, I was grateful for the fact that I was with my parents at the time, you know, because I was in wheelchair, I needed help with everything. And it was crazy because my mom was like, we cleaned out the garage, we got some more boxes for you. You know, while you sitting there, you can go through these boxes, turn off Netflix.
Yeah.
And she brought me the boxes, and one of them was that list of 25.
Oh, wow.
That I wrote at age 19, sitting in my dorm at Prairie View A&M University. Shout out to the phases. Phase 3 was mine, you know, because I ain't rooming with nobody, and I don't share toilets. So that. And I'm a spoiled brat, so that. And all I did was look at that list and start crossing it out.
Yeah.
In my 20s, every weekend, I got off work, I caught a flight. I didn't care if it was Nebraska, I didn't care if it was Cleveland, I didn't care if it was Detroit. Whatever the cheapest ticket, I had a backpack.
Went there.
And I went. Yeah. I don't care if I had to walk, I don't care if I had to sleep in a hostel, YMCA, train station, subway, car,
marked it
sleeping in a Denny's.
Marked it off.
Done that. You got one.
What did you get from that experience? What was the main thing you were experiencing from that?
I wanted to learn about different cultures, and I wanted to learn about different types of people.
Yeah.
My parents, I was very fortunate. When I was a kid, my dad worked for NASA. My mom always worked for the post office, and then my dad went to state government after that. But every, you know, trip, you know, they took us on trips, and it wasn't just us kids in the house. We would get the 50, 55 passenger buses, and have 2 buses, and everybody traveling from state to state, from city to city as kids all through the summer. Yeah, you know, our parents, our family afforded us to do that, and they went along for a ride.
And that's huge for it to even be able to experience that at a young age. Yeah. It helps you understand that the world and how it relates to business, that you can structure yourself to understand that the world itself is just much bigger than the area that you know. Yeah. You know, and I was able to do a little traveling, not all the time, but I was able to get out and understand it. Because a lot of people think the world is just third ward. The world is just wherever you grew up, and it's not that, you know. And especially when you get into business, you got to be able to understand why you market yourself, why you put certain things out there, because you're trying to reach people way beyond where you grew up.
And I tell people all the time, like, if you don't educate yourselves, stop looking at Facebook for your news and your entertainment. Stop looking at these, you know, all these gospel sites and gospel shows. And, woo, did you see Jared Springer? Educate yourself. Yeah. I am a daily reader of the Wall Street Journal. I read Forbes. I read Time. I read Inc. I'm a person that will read entrepreneur.com magazine. I read at least 3 books a week. Just like outside novels, it could be anything from fiction all the way, you know, to nonfiction or whatever. It could be a kid's book. It doesn't matter. I'm someone who's always seeking out that knowledge because it helps me understand the world, but it also helps me navigate through it. Right. You know, I had to look at it and say, okay, at 41 years old, you know, I never knew that I would be someone walking on a cane with a disability. When I used to run through the airport, Candace Joseph, we're now leaving from the gate. If you're not on the flight, you're left behind. And I'm running to the gate. Now it's like, man, why don't they? Can you push the wheelchair faster, please? I'm trying to catch my flight. Yeah. You know, so I never knew, but I have to say from birth, because Candace is an African name. It comes from Kandaka, which was African queen, and the name Candace means light. So I was someone that was born, because my mom was in a car wreck, I was born at 1 pound, 13 ounces. You know, had RH negative blood that was attacking my body. I didn't have a name for 7 days. Wow. And in the 7th day, my aunt named me. Thank you to my aunt, Paula Crawford, and she's my godmother, and also my godfather, Reuben Joseph. Thank y'all for naming me. Yeah. Because my parents wanted to name me Celestine Anastasia.
I've been parents like that.
Love your mom and dad.
Yeah.
Make sure you have dinner ready when I get home. Right. So, you know, so now I get to help my family in whatever way I can. I get to help them grow. You know, every year we have a family and friends cookout. Yeah. And we don't charge anybody. Yeah. See, now you understand where it comes from. Yeah. You know, we're not one of those people that's going to charge $25 a family, $30 a family. Don't get me wrong, we should, because, you know, can't just buy. I'm tired of, you know,
provide everything.
Yeah, y'all add more people to the list. I'm the person that's responsible for buying the tables. Yeah. So I get tired of buying tables every year. Yeah. But we do it because it's all in love. You know, we do giveaways there. We have, you know, the bounce house for the kids, hay rides, you know, because we have a family ranch. So we go there and the kids get to feed the cows and get to ride the horses. Yeah. We have a basketball court, baseball field, volleyball nets. Yeah. It's just beautiful. Yeah. And it's like, okay, so now we
bond with the next generations and stuff. That's good.
And we invite family and friends out every year. This year we didn't have to do the COVID. Right. Next year, so I'm in charge. I'm telling my people now, I'm in charge.
Yeah. You're gonna put it together. Yeah. And make sure it happens.
Family is everything. Yeah. Even if you don't always get along, you don't always see eye to eye. Because in my family, I am that black sheep, but I am the first person everybody calls, all the way down from home loan financing, all the way down to what school should the kid go to. Yeah. I'm that person.
This is what we got to do, because I do it every week. I want you to have the opportunity too. This is your commercial break. So tell people how to find you. I'm going to put your website up on the screen, your Instagram, Facebook, and the different things that you're doing.
All right, so I'm Candace Joseph, the CEO and founder of the Joseph Consulting Firm. You know, our firm is, you know, one of a kind, and we're custom building everything out for you. So to check us out, you can look at www.josephconsultingfirm.com. You can text or call 713-425-0510. You can hit us up on Facebook at Joseph Consulting Firm, Instagram at Joseph Consulting Firm. We have a LinkedIn page. Twitter also. And, you know, if you know a member of the team or see a member of the team out or wearing our Joseph Consulting Firm shirts, even you can hit me up on Facebook. It doesn't matter. We're here to serve you. And we don't care about if your pockets are small or big. We don't care if your project is small or big. No question is dumb. We're going to help you every step of the way, and we got you for life. Yeah. If you're a client with us, you're a client for life, period. Regardless if you got the money or not. But our point is, if you ain't got the money, we ain't do our damn job. Mm-hmm. So, you know, and then put on my radio voice. Yeah. Then clear my throat, so I don't sound like their white little sister early in the morning. All right, hey gang, this is Candace Joseph from High Bar Music Radio, the Business Knowledge Broker Hour. Well, you know what? We're gonna give you those business tips. We're gonna make your business rock and shake. We're gonna tell you about that business remix every Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time on High Bar Music Radio. I am your business guru, Candace Joseph, and you are listening to the Business Knowledge Broker Hour. Well, you know what? You're going to get 122 minutes of the most informative talk in business and neighborhood love that you could ever hear on any radio station. So if you want to call out at the radio station, you know, you got music requests. You know, yeah, we talking business, but you want to hear some Barry White. You know, give me a call, 713-733-4867. You can also hit me up on High Bar Music Radio on Facebook. And you know what? If you miss my show live on Sundays, I got that Wednesday playback from 4 to 6 p.m. And also, you know what? Let me tell you a beautiful thing about that High Volume Music Live, that High Volume Music Radio app. You can go in there and press the on demand and listen to the Business Hours Broker Hour anytime you want to and write down all the tips I give from A to Z. And if you can't remember some or you need me to explain it, you can text me on my personal line, you know, and hit me up or hit me on the business line, 713-425-0510. If you are someone out there and you need help finding your family, if you were someone that was adopted, someone that have a long lost brother, if you someone that just, you know, can't get past that free version of Ancestry.com, because I'm going to research it for you. I will go to the little church that your family was baptized in and the burial ground where all your people had land. I'll go to the land records office and dig for you. I will do that to help you complete your family, because a lot of times we have to know our own history in order to know our greatness. And that's the reason why I started Life Written Genealogy. It's just a thing, we have to know our past, but we have to know all of our past. People sit here and think about, oh, you have to know about your culture, your language, your religion. Yes, all that's true. But in order to know who you are and, you know, to know what's there, you have to know every piece of you. And you never know. You might find greatness along your family tree that you never knew existed, and they were a part of history.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, tap into it.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize how many business owners that we had in my family. And I didn't realize how many people were not slaves in my family.
Right.
You know, my family roots are from France, Paris, France, Cameroon, Africa, Ireland.
Man.
Yeah.
All over.
Yeah. And the Caribbean, Martinique, Panama. You know, it was called Santo Domingo, which is now the Dominican Republic.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so of course somebody will look at me, okay, dark skin, you know, what they call my hair texture in the beauty world, because like I said, I don't know nothing about hair. They call it the 4C, right? But my sister has long, you know, she's everybody's over 6 feet tall than me, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
It skipped you on that.
Yeah. You know, I got that 4'11" special from my great grandmother. Right. Like I said, you know your roots, you know where it comes from. You know, my sister has silky hair that's real wavy and curly, and if you look at it right in the sun, it's red. But they come from my Irish roots. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. So my great grandmother was freckled and red hair. My aunt has flaming red hair. You know. Wow. So we have a spectrum of military vets, business owners, college professors, entertainment people. We have it all.
And that's an aspect you use and turn that into a business, the genealogy business. That's cool.
And I'm a licensed wedding officiant too. If anybody want to get married during COVID, I got you all day. That's not really something I advertise, but I am a wedding officiant. You know, you'd be surprised. I did a nudist wedding once. It was crazy and fun at the same time.
Wow. That's different.
Candace, you know, well, here's a hanger. I was like, for what? What you mean?
Yeah. That's funny.
You got one.
Yeah.
Do it up. You got one. Just as long as it ain't legal or unethical, do it.
Yeah.
You got one. Yeah. Push yourself to the limits.
So what, you know, we've given them a lot of tips. What would be, unrespected time, and show just always goes by fast. What tips or what details would you give to someone who's trying to start up a business beside called Candace?
Yeah, you call me.
What encouragement, what advice, what would you give? What would you leave people with as far as the business world, being the business guru? What would be the thing? If you could tell them anything, what would that be?
Start now. What are we waiting on?
Yeah.
I just said you got 24 hours in a day and one life. Start now. Call Candace Joseph and, you know, Joe's consulting firm, and we'll perfect that shit for you. Yeah. Like, come on, like, how can we sit here and not help our fellow man? Start now. Never give up. I think that's the part that I don't like. Don't give up. If something didn't work for you, but you know business is in your heart, switch it up. Do something different. Offer another product or service. You know, but come to the consulting firm, because we're going to sit down and evaluate the numbers and ask you why you got 50 things on the menu if only 15 of them sell.
Right.
You know, then you got something else here. Yeah. So
that's that workaround.
Yeah. But we, you know, don't stop. Educate yourself. Study your craft. I'm going to say that again. Study your craft. Technology changes daily. Trends change daily. And if you don't know what's going on in financial news and what the government is approving and not approving, do it. I'm that person that'll get that 2,000-page textbook every year and read it from cover to cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
how many people are doing that?
Not many.
Yeah.
I take every
That's
free.
what sets you aside. And that was going to be my other thing. That's one thing right now is what you got consulting firms all over the place. What sets you guys apart besides the things that you've obviously already told us, being well endowed in the information and y'all can pretty much do anything? What would be something else you would say that sets you guys apart?
I'm not going to say the same package and the same coaching bull. I'm not. Like, I'm going to give you the real. When I say the everyday man's business consultant, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I got a fancy office space and I'm trying to glamorize you by having, a certain kind of watch or book or shoes or pocket, like purse and backpack and all this name brand stuff. I'm not that. Mm-hmm. You might see me in some clothes I got from the thrift store. You might see me in some clothes I got from Walmart. You might see me in an Armani suit. You might see me in some things that I got going on. You might see me in some cool threads. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You might see me on a bad hair day. I have on a hat, of course. But we come to you. We bring you where you are. We're not going to sit here and tell you about all these stats. A lot of people say, oh, Candace, on your website, you don't have your client list. Damn right.
It's on purpose.
Yeah, it's on purpose because the thing about it is that I'm not going to sell you. If you know you want business done and somebody told you to call me, it's a reason why.
Yeah.
They didn't tell you to call me just, because I got to run down my resume. I don't think so. This is not an interview process. Either you want to do business or you don't.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting back to your community, that's going to be the first question I ask. You get back to your community? How? You say no? Let me give you another number for another consultant that's going to charge you 5 times what I'm going to charge you and not give you a dime, not give you nothing to show.
Yeah.
So that's the person you want to be in bed with, not me. So we set ourselves apart by being customized with friendly with family. We're going to hold you as family, but we're going to hold you accountable to your company. And if you have employees, we're going to make sure you're doing right by your employees. Because a lot of these business owners don't know the difference between a contract employee and a W-2 employee. They don't know the difference. Mm. If you got direction and control, you're their boss.
Right.
So stop trying to get them a 1099 at the end of the year.
Right.
Just saying.
Got to get the business in order.
Yeah, but the thing about me is that I will use my connections to help anybody's business grow. LeVar, you've seen me do that with people. Mm-hmm. I will use my personal contacts and people that I've met over the last 20 years, and I'll call it a favor. Because I do a trade for a trade. You do one for me, I do one for you. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
Absolutely. And so, man, we've covered a lot, and I appreciate all that. You know what I'm saying? And again, you didn't mention your IG. What is the IG? The Instagram?
At Joseph Consulting Firm.
Okay.
And for the business knowledge broker hour is at the BKBH. And also that's on Facebook as well. And get with us. Even if you're just someone that have questions, I don't care. Call me, hit me up. Send us an inbox. We're going to answer your question. We're not going to charge you to answer a question for you. Now, if you start asking me to write, a novel in the group chat, then, that's a consultation fee. I'm sorry at that point.
Yeah.
But we're here to serve you. And it doesn't matter where you are. You don't have to be here. Because one thing about me, I operate locally, but my mindset and how we view things and our client list is global.
Global, yeah.
Global.
Yeah, I've witnessed that firsthand, and for those that are viewing, shout out to you for that marvelous flyer we did for the show, Talk about that real quick. Hey. How long it took you to learn that? You did that as self-taught. And the cartoons?
Yeah, cartoons.
Yeah.
Because I paid someone to make a cartoon for me, and I was going to use it on.
Then I looked. You did several of them. I seen it.
Yeah. So it was like I was going to use it for my, like the little cover for Anchor FM. Because as of next week, the Business Broker Hour will be on 10 platforms.
Okay.
So, and radios are coming soon.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. I just want to use a cartoon for that. I didn't like how it looked. So for the past month, my team was like, oh, well, let us throw the cartoon out there. No! I already got fat had cheeks, but they were like little apples sitting up on. I said, oh. So the other night, I was like, when I was thinking about your flyer, I wanted to do something different. You said to shake it up. So I could shake it up. Yeah. And I did something at like 2 a.m. It took about 3 hours, but I did. And that it looks good, you know, and that's just something else, you know, that you add to your regimen, you know, and the things that you do. So I've seen about 6 of them on Facebook after I saw it. I was like, man, she's moving quick. So that's another good thing. But yeah, man. So look, I'm about to say it's been a business I was broke out. It's been the Reach podcast. I mean, I love all the information. I know you're definitely helping people. Yeah. What do you want to leave the people with? What would you like to say to everybody? I'd like to say I want to send out a call of action to any business owner that's out there listening. You know, the Joseph Consulting Firm was this month's sponsor for the Reach podcast show. You know, LeVar does great work within the community, and he does a great job of doing this show. And I want you guys to sponsor a month. If you guys sponsor a month, I'll match it. That's what's up. That comes out the blue, and I appreciate that. You know, and next week I want you guys to tune in. I have my homeboy Eddie Machete. We're going to talk about some things. It's still the Excellence in Black Business interview series. It has ran way longer than I thought, but I'm making some connections with some people, and it's a couple people I'm trying to get to that we might have to go on location. I'm all about that. So the other thing is that, you know, if you have a business and you're trying to be heard, trying to be seen, come to the platform. You know, you're going to get great support. You're going to actually tap into a network that you're unaware of people who will support and be there for you. And that's what it's all about. You know, we've talked about all that. You know, let us know what you're doing. We're going to let the world know what you're doing. And, you know, it's just going to be a great thing to be able to come together and get all these businesses, you know, moving within each other. You know, that's going to be a big thing. And that's the thing, too. Like, we don't have to stay within our own pack of business owners. Reach out to other business owners that are out there. Absolutely. It's the bread aisle. Yeah. Just because I do one thing and you do one thing, don't mean I can't reach out to you. Yeah. Yep. And that don't mean that I can't bring you business and you can't bring me business. But I'm not going to hoard the business or the knowledge. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's go. Absolutely. Let's grow. It's all about giving, you know, let's go and let's grow. That's my new motto. Let's go and let's grow. So, you know, we appreciate you guys tuning in to the Reach podcast show, where every show reaches beyond the ears of the listeners, and understand that we have a network of people that are moving with us, and you just might as well join it, you know. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks. Thank you.